what's going on. So here I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit so you don't have to watch me sit here and loot everything. This is a quick, easy way if you're low on your money and you're trying to get a nice little scav run in. You can also do this as a PMC. Right here you can see I kind of peeked it a little bit. I've ran into a couple PMCs here. For the most part, this is a pretty safe run as a scav. You shouldn't really have any kind of resistance too much. But this is going to be our building right here on the right. So we're going to go in. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and then I'll show you the typical spots for the key. It's the relax room key. I might miss a couple spots because I'm not 100% sure on all of them, but I'm gonna try. As you saw, the whiteboard right there is usually a good spot. I kind of go through this pretty quickly, but as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to loot here. But the mic stand, the piano, sometimes the guitar right here on the locker, it's usually hanging right there next to this pink box. As you go into the bathroom, on the bottom shelf here, usually there's a weapon case for you. Another spot up there is on the hookah. It's a good spot to check. We're gonna go out here. I'm gonna double check the whiteboard. There's a ton of stuff to loot in this building, so if you're a scav and you got a big backpack, you can easily make a ton of money. I'm not going to speed this up because I'm going to go through and show you where the little spawns are for the key. I'm also just kind of looting, trying to find stuff for my hideout. One of the spots is right here by the magazine. Here in a second, I'm gonna pull out my gun and kind of point to it. But right here on the coat rack is another spot to check that the key spawns. I'll close the door so I know which ones I've gone through. Moving on to the second room, there's a ton of stuff to loot. As you can see, laying all over the tables, there's all kinds of stuff, food. If the key doesn't spawn here and it's in the negotiation room, usually it spawns under this pig that you saw me point to a little bit. Right here between the man's legs is a spot. Leaning up against the skull right here is another spot. I think that magazine that I kind of looked over just there on the desk is a spot. I'm not sure. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But as you can see, there's a ton of loot here. You've been grinding for your hideout. Sometimes this PC can spawn a GPU. It's a good spot to check. On to room 3. More common stuff that you can find. Tons of toolboxes around. These aren't here every time. Sometimes they move around a little bit, but for the most part, these boxes that you see me looting, right there, that magazine also has a key spawn. Checking the desk for other stuff. Another one of the key spawns is right here next to the umbrella. Right there where I'm pointing. Just checking the boxes. I guess I kind of cut it out, but there's a door right there. It's a kitchen on top of the washing machine and behind the pizza box. Those are 2 other spawns for it. As you can see, I got the key. It ended up being on top of the washing machine. I'm making my way to the relaxation room. Right to my left, this is Lexos, so just be careful. I try to stay out of the road. Like that scav just kind of ran through the road like a savage, but as you can see the dead bodies, there's a little minefield right there, so if you just kind of hug the right there, you'll be good. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. This little medical building right here, I've been lucky enough to find a LEDX, I think twice now, in or around this building. Well, you got a med box right here. It's not here this time, but usually there's a med box right there. And you're gonna make your way to this back room. And then the LEDX I found was on top of the desk right here. But sometimes there's stuff in the box. There's another med bag that usually spawns there on the ground. And then while you're in here, just check all the shelves. There's usually good medical supplies. If you're running low on meds and you need stuff, the shelves usually have stuff on them. You got a med bag there. Sometimes there's meds there. But we're gonna go ahead and head out of here. I'm gonna speed through. Coming up right here, this is, if there's PMCs, this is a good spawn for them. Or not like necessarily a spawn, but like this is where you're gonna see action. As I come up on this corner right here, this is another road right in front of the relaxation room where PMCs like to spawn. So I just encourage you to be careful. But here we are, the hive, aka the relaxation room. The safe right here in front of the room usually has pretty decent loot in it. I found Rolexes, Bitcoins, things like that inside of it. This time it only has a few things in it, but we're gonna go ahead and come in here, unlock this relaxation room. We're gonna head in, close the door behind us so nobody can walk up on us. But here we are, relaxation room. As you can see, we got a clock right off the rip. In between the chairs, usually there's a bag there that you can loot. We got a bag right here. This one's usually always there. I've never like came in here and it's not there. As you can see, we got a bobblehead, a Rolex. Make sure you check the grounds. I've had a couple times where there's bottles of moonshine on the ground and I almost miss them. Don't mind me being dumb. There's a ton of bags and a ton of loot in here. We move to the next room. This figurine right here usually has a vest on it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. This time it ended up having one. So we're gonna go ahead and take that. We'll end up selling it later. But as we come in here, the ground where I'm pointing, usually there's, most of the time there's a moonshine bottle there. Sometimes there's not. As you can see, I didn't have one this time. We're gonna go ahead and drink this apple juice. You can see right there, we got something in the chair. I believe it was a Bitcoin is what we got. But yeah, make sure you check all the cushions. Like ton of loot, like that Bitcoin you can barely see. So just make sure you're checking all the cushions on the floor. Moving to the next room. Right there, sometimes there's a statue. Up in this chair, sometimes there's stuff, and that chair stuff. As you can see, we got a bottle of vodka between them. Checking the ground. We got another bobblehead. Just me being dumb again, not just jumping over. So there we go. We got another bobblehead. Right here where I'm standing, usually there's a bag there, but I'm kind of, you see, I'm just kind of like double checking everything, making sure I didn't miss anything. Looks like we pretty much got everything. The figurine that has the body armor on it, make sure you check on the ground below it where that chem light is. I found Rolexes there before, so you just got to kind of like make sure you're checking the ground. I'm still double checking everything, make sure I didn't miss nothing. I got lucky enough to have a scav with a massive backpack, so I was able to pull out a lot of stuff. As you can see, we got a ton of stuff on this scav run. But we're gonna go ahead and make our way out. When you come out, just make sure you be careful. Sometimes there's PMCs on this road, like I said before. I've come out of here and got shot at a couple times. I'm gonna speed it up until we get to the extraction point. But we're pretty much backtracking. We're going over to the arch to extract. But as you see, I'm checking the bodies that I didn't check before. Got us a nice little pistol. The construction site, if you've never like gone in there and looted before, it's got a ton of stuff. But as you can see, we're back to where we picked up the key. We're just gonna go behind it and go to the extraction, get out, and sell our stuff. Alright, as you can see here, we kind of got everything organized from the scav run. I'm probably gonna go ahead and speed it up so you guys don't have to like waste your time, but I'm gonna sit here and filter everything and find out. I added the total up. I don't know if I'm gonna post it, but after selling everything on the flea, selling things to therapists, mechanic, ragman, and everybody that we can sell stuff to, we ended up making about a little over 1.8 mil. I think it was like 1,817,000. So good little run.